The question is, a consumer has a demand function for good X given by dp is equal to 100 minus p, where p is the price of the good X. If price of good X is $50, we need to find out the value of consumer surplus. Okay, so what we are being given? We are being given the demand function. That means quantity is a function of price. So in place of dp, I can write q is equal to 100 minus p. Okay, also the price is being given us as p is equal to 50. Okay, now to find out the consumer surplus, let us first find out the quantity brought at a price of 50. When p is equal to 50, so q will be equal to 100 minus, in place of p we have 50, so q also will be equal to 50. Okay, now if I draw the graph, it will make more sense. We don't use here the calculus method because it is very simple to use the graphical method. Okay, so if we have quantity here, price on this side, if I write this function, okay, on the graph, so let us rewrite this function here. So p will be equal to 100 minus q. Okay, I have written it into inverse demand function. No problem, you can graph it by this very function also. Now when p is equal to 0, when p is equal to 0, q will be equal to 100 here. Okay, let us say this is 100 here, and when q is equal to 0, p will be equal to 100. So we have this downward sloping demand function. Okay, also we are being told that at a price of 50, at a price of 50, so let us say we have a price of 50 here, quantity demanded is also 50. We need to find out the consumer surplus. What is consumer surplus? Okay, let me write it here. Here the intercept, price intercept is 100. Okay, now what is consumer surplus? Consumer surplus is simply the difference between the price that the consumer is willing to pay for a product and the price he actually pays for the product. Okay, so the market price is 50. There will be other consumers who would have been happily to pay a price more than 50. Okay, some consumers will be happy to pay a price of 60 or 70 or 80 or 90 or 100. Since the equilibrium price or market price is 50, so the area of this very triangle denotes the consumer surplus. And simply, what is consumer surplus? It is the area which is above the market price or equilibrium price and below the demand curve. Okay, so the area which lies above the market price and below the demand curve denotes the consumer surplus. And here consumer surplus is simple. Consumer surplus will be equal to the area of this very triangle. And what is, since it is a right angle triangle, its area is being given by 1 upon 2 into base. What is the base of this triangle? So we have 0 to 50, so it is 50. And what is height of this triangle? So 100 minus 50, this is also here 50. Okay, so it is 50, which comes out to be consumer surplus will be equal to, let me write it here. So we have 1 upon 2 into 50 into 50 is 2500. So half of 2500 is 1250. Okay, so consumer surplus is equal to 1250. Okay, simple thing. When you have a linear demand function, it is really good to use the graphical method in solving the consumer surplus. It saves the time.